All right, guys, back on Scarlett. So as you guys saw last time, got the 6th gear in the transmission, put it all together, and it grinds. So talking to the manufacturer of the gear set, going back and forth with them, it turns out that the amount of material that I was told to take off of that shifter, the shift rail that goes inside the transmission, might not have been enough. So I'm going to pull it apart again today, and we're finally going to fix this thing once and for all and get this thing shifting properly, because I'm sick and tired of it. I'm done. I'm this close to putting my stock transmission in it and sending it, because Texas 2K is right around the corner. The car's completely ready. The only thing that's holding me back is this transmission, and I'm just tired of it. So if we can't fix this thing and we get down to crunch time, I'm pulling the transmission out of the Forester. It's an 07 STI transmission. I'm going to put it in the car, and I'm going to take it to Texas 2K with something I know that works. But hopefully we can get to the bottom of it today and fix it. Because like I said, we're running out of time. Texas 2K is in a couple, 3 months, maybe a little bit less. And I want to do some other things to the body of the car, and there just won't be enough time if the mechanicals are not fixed by then or real soon. So, all right, well, I'm going to attempt to fix this in the car. I think I can fix the transmission without pulling it. So I'm going to drain the gear oil. I'm going to pull the back housing off of the transmission, and I'm going to get inside the tail housing, see if I can get the roll pins out and the shift selector out of there. And I should be able to do this in the car. So I'm going to show you guys. We're going to go along for a ride today, go inside this transmission, see if we can get it fixed. So let's get this done. All right, guys, so here's where we're at. We got the back of the tail housing on the transmission apart. So we got everything taken off here on the table. And what's going on here is, so this is if I can see it. So the shifter's up there. Shifter has the rod that connects all the way down to the transmission right here. So what's going on is when I try to upshift and this pushes down to grab the next gear inside, according to CAPS, this rod that goes inside there is physically hitting just barely the end of 6th gear, the teeth on it. And that's what's causing that grinding feeling I'm feeling in the shifter. So they told me originally to take off something like 10 millimeters or whatever. And you saw in the last video, I took 10 millimeters off. Well, that wasn't enough, unfortunately. And they said, sometimes you have to take more. It's just kind of a trial and error deal. So kind of frustrating, but we're still learning here. I've never done one of these gearboxes before. And also, this is not a typical issue, come to find out, because I don't know if I told you guys, I did a custom gear set in this transmission. So basically what I did is I didn't choose one of the off-the-shelf ratio kits because, they only have either good for drag racing / rally or good for top speed runs. Well, I want to take this car to shift sector and do half-mile events, and I want to drag race. So what I ended up doing was 1 through 4 was a drag race style setup. And then 5th and 6th were for basically half miles, so I don't run out of gear ratio. And in doing that, my 6th gear is a little bit bigger in diameter on this particular shaft. The other shaft's really small, but that's what's causing this issue with this shifter interference. So what I'm going to try to do here is, I don't know if you guys can see, but there's roll pins in there. I need to punch those out. So the roll pins are right there. I got to pop those out. And then this whole assembly will slide out of here, and then I can grind it down, put it back together and see. I'm also going to try to see if there's a way to get a camera in there. I've got a little hole right there in the transmission. I'm going to try to go through there with a little borescope, a digital camera, and see if I can see and show you guys what's going on. So I'm going to start taking the roll pin out and then see if I can get a camera in there. We got the roll pin out. We were able to take that shift selector out of there. And something interesting that I just figured out is I can actually turn this back and forth by pushing in on the shifter, and I can feel it grinding on 6th gear. So I don't know if you guys can see, but inside this hole here, 6th gear protrudes just through the end of that, and that's what it's hitting when we upshift, we're pushing in. So this is actually going to be pretty easy because all I got to do is keep grinding that thing down and putting it in here and test fitting it until I don't feel it grind anymore, and we should be okay. So I got Josh here for moral support checking it out. But what we're going to do is we're going to come over to the bench grinder like we did last time, and we're just going to keep grinding this down until it has clearance. So we have plenty of meat on this. So last time I ground this, you know, you could see I clearanced it there, but I didn't clearance it enough. So we got plenty of meat to go before we're going to, you know, ever have a problem with this deal here. Because this is just the support shaft. The actual shifting happens on the other side. So we're going to keep grinding this down, and then we're going to try to fit it again and see if I can get this to work.
Like a container.
All right, well, transmission's all back together, sealed up. Drive line's in. What do you think, Josh? Think it's going to work this time?
Send it.
Well, had to grind off quite a bit, and you know, hopefully ground enough. I test fit it, pushed it on shifting up, didn't feel anything, so I think I've got it. So we're going to fill it up with fluid, see what happens.
Wow.
Whoa, all right, guys. Over there. Transmission's back in. It's full of oil. So now we're going to do some testing and see if we finally got this thing figured out. So if you will hook my power up or turn my power on the back, please. We'll give it a key and see what happens.
So loud. Yeah.
Seems like it's working right. We got all 6 gears, including reverse, no grinding. So yeah, we're all good. Everything's working. So I'm very happy right now. It shifts better than it ever has. It felt really good. The only thing I need to do is work on this shifter a little bit. I don't have double Heim joints on the shift linkage, and I need to put a second one because it still doesn't quite return as easy as I'd like it to on its own. If I just let go of it, it doesn't quite return every time. So I'm gonna put a second Heim joint on the shifter. That'll take care of it. Super easy to do. But yeah, other than that, I think she's ready for Texas 2K pretty much. So one other thing we're gonna do, it's winter months here. So I do have antifreeze in the engine now. I don't normally run that because water cools better, as you all might know out there. But wintertime, I'm tired of not being able to start the car and run the engine because it has water. I have to drain it, worry about freezing. So I've got antifreeze in it, and I'm also gonna drain the E85 out of it right now and put a few gallons of pump gas in it to keep the injectors lubricated so I don't have any more issues there. Pretty sad because this is the first time this car will ever have pump gas in it since it was built. So a little sad on that one, but oh well, got to do it. Tired of having injector issues. So, all right, guys. Well, hopefully you enjoyed the video. I'm gonna end it there. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Maybe we'll do a little road test on the next video for you guys or some dyno action on this thing. So until next time, we'll see you later.